Hi, I'm Brian Welk here in the TheWrap Studios at Sundance, and I'm here with the team behind Ironbark. We have the director, Dominic Cooke, and the stars, Rachel Brosnahan and Merab Nanidze. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Dominic, this is your follow-up to your first feature, and this is your first time at Sundance. Talk about the experience so far, and how did you come to this project?
Well, I was sent the script by my agent, along with a bunch of other scripts, and it just stood out from the rest so immediately. I mean, I just think it's written with such heart and vision, and it's a true story, but I didn't know that when I first read it. And I think it kind of takes you into a very different place in terms of the espionage movie, in that it's much more of an emotional, relationship-based story about the cost of heroism and the cost of acting for the greater good, and all of the key characters pay a big price for what they do.
It's really about friendship and how your characters really bond and can make a difference and prove that. And I also found it was actually very charming and lighthearted at times, despite the serious subject matter. Talk about how you struck that tone and why you wanted to go that route, despite how serious of a story it is.
Well, I think the thing is that the first thing that happens is a regular civilian is recruited into a very, very high-level espionage operation, which actually happened. And so that just offers up its own comedy. I mean, I never think about, like, making something funny. It's either funny or it's not. So you try and tell the truth. The issue was actually in the edit about how much we played that or not, because my first cut, I think, was probably too broad and too funny. And it was really hard to pull the audience back into something serious as it was. We did have to find that, but not in the performances. We never really thought about that or talked about it. We just tried to get to the truth of each scene, as we shot it.
Merab, you said you are Ironbark in this movie. You're the title character. And you said that you, last night at the premiere of this movie, that you had to get this part. What was it about this script that so spoke to you? And you're excellent in this film.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Look, the story, the quality of script, the dialogue, everything was just like great. And as an actor, when you read something like that, you get really greedy. You think, that's an opportunity. If I'm given the script to read, that would be great to get a part. So I had 6 weeks of anticipating if I would be part of it or not. And the 6 weeks felt like 2 years, and it went like, I thought, it takes too long. I'm not doing it. And I was just trying to concentrate about some other things and everyday life, But it worked in the end, and I got a phone call on a Sunday, and I thought they wouldn't call me on Sunday to tell me I'm not getting part. So I was very excited, and because also the character itself is so complex and it's so not one-dimensional. It's a dream for actor to have the material like that and just to go mad and crazy and just put all of yourself and 150% of your whatever skills or energy, whatever you have, to put in that. So then I got the opportunity, and then I was like a bit scared. And that's my little story. And lucky me at the end of the day.
And Rachel, how did you get involved in this project? It was also mentioned last night that your character is really a composite of several other men, even though you also mentioned there's a lot of other women who were involved in this story. Did you approach your character any differently knowing that, or what did you find special about your character?
Well, I read the script, and I also didn't know at first that it was based on a true story, which blew my mind. And I love that they chose to, when they chose to make a composite of these characters, that they chose for it to be a woman. I said it's a little bit last night, but because there were so many women who contributed to this effort, whose skills and talent and contributions have largely gone unrecognized. We haven't yet really told history that way, and I love her inclusion, but something that we really focused on, and when Dominic and I first spoke on the phone, was so exciting to me was it was really important to Dominic and to Tom to tell her story authentically. They weren't just going to throw her in there and let her be the exact same way that it would be if the character was a man. You had to acknowledge the fact that this was a woman trying to rise through the ranks in a completely male-dominated field, and what unique challenges she might face, being able to bring her ideas to the forefront, to get people to acknowledge how smart and capable she is. And I love that that was their approach to this character. That's really what drew me in.